This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 655 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for March 25th, 2025. The adventure begins. Hey everybody, I am here with Tracy, Michelle, Lee, and the Taste of Universal host and good friend Kelly. What is up,
friends.
y'all?
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah,
Hello.
so the plan for all these episodes leading up to the opening of Epic Universe was to have somebody on from like the main sort of Universal shows from the network. Hasn't quite worked out so far. Kelly, you're the first.
This week we continue our countdown to the opening of Epic Universe by taking a look at Islands of Adventure. But before we get started, the UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Islands of Adventure, the most amazing theme park ever created. Now thrilling families at Universal Orlando. Step inside the whimsical world of Dr. Seuss. Explore the real-life Jurassic Park. Ride with Spider-Man in the world's most spectacular 3D adventure. Come visit the all-new Islands of Adventure, one of two must-see theme parks at Universal Orlando. 2 parks, 2 days, one great vacation.
Islands of Adventure opened back in 1999 and was originally made up of 6 lands. It has since expanded to 8 lands. This includes Port of Entry, Seuss Landing, the Lost Continent, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, Jurassic Park, Skull Island, Toon Lagoon, and finally Marvel's Superhero Island, and is bookmarked by the iconic Islands Lighthouse, which was inspired by the Pharos Lighthouse of Alexandria.
I think it's very interesting looking at Islands of Adventure on the lead up to the opening of Epic Universe. Because Chris, I think didn't you say, was it you that told me about some of the guys that are working on Celestial Park are the people that worked on Port of Entry? Or someone's told me that. Tracy, do you not remember? Who was that? I had a conversation with somebody recently, but apparently the people that worked on Port of Entry are also working on Celestial Park.
Who was it?
Which makes it... Was it John and Becky?
That could have been.
So obviously that bodes very well for Celestial Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does.
Yeah, especially because that coaster there too is getting really rave reviews.
And very much, I think, Kelly, I think we talked about it, very much a throwback to Dueling Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it looks, to have, again, I know we're talking about Islands of Adventure, but to have that like non-IP, totally original story land that's not based on anything and everything in the world, even other kind of original-ish lands in other parks contain attractions that have IP in them. So to have something totally explorable, that's kind of why, Lee, when you were asking all of the network hosts which shows we would want to be on, Islands of Adventure is far and away my favorite theme park. And I love it from top to bottom, start to finish. So I'm here to gush about that. But that coming into Port of Entry is currently like nothing else that we really have. But it sounds like we're about to get something in that same vein of, I could spend hours walking around looking at details. I thought I knew a lot of details, and then I walked through it with Tracy and was like, I know nothing. So I know there's so much more there. And it's getting me really excited for Celestial Park when we are thinking about comparing those two.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Celestial Park is supposed to be like triple the size of Port of Entry, if not bigger. So,
well, Port of Entry is only small, though, isn't it? But when you think of an entry land into a theme park, even if you think about like the Disney parks, I can't think of a park that has such an incredibly well themed entrance land as part of entry. Just
It's so immersive.
from every aspect of it, and the music is a huge part of it. Like everyone you know who is a Universal Orlando fan knows that part of entry music.
Yeah.
It
just
sets
so
the
much,
tone for your day.
it
really.
does. And there's so much energy
does.
in there.
Yeah.
You know, the water wheel and the windmill, and just like because you've got that kind of like island in the middle of it with all the foliage and the post box, and just making that little winding pathway around that, it just adds all the kinetic energy. And you all know I absolutely adore Port of Entry.
Yeah. On the flip side of that too is not just getting there, but I thoroughly enjoyed leaving through Port of Entry as well, because that evening time,
Yes.
when the sun's hitting right, you have the music playing, it's cooler. It's just, there's something so nice. It kind of, tops off your day at the parks.
Yeah.
It leaves you relaxed almost.
Yeah.
It's really an awesome
That's what I
space.
was going to say is Tracy was talking about how much energy it has, but at the same time, it's somehow calming.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like the music is very relaxing.
Probably the water effects too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like you said, Chris, like coming out like on an evening, how the lighting's changed. If you can get in on a night, especially just after it's rained, the lights bouncing off the water on the floor.
Yeah.
It
Beat me
is
to it.
Yes.
stunning. I've
Yeah.
taken so many beautiful photographs after the rain.
I was going to say that night we went and met up with Andy and Thomas there, and it was pouring down, and we were just stood in the Christmas shop looking out. It's a
beautiful
completely
photos.
different place, but no less beautiful.
Also, the sunsets after it rains in Florida are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the park as a whole, it's like I don't know how many people know this at this point, because the park's kind of changed a little bit from when it opened, that it was all literary based. And I don't know how many people actually know that. It's not so much, I suppose it's still, Kong's the only one was Kong a book? Or was it?
I don't think it was a book before it was a film.
No, I
right.
don't think so.
So Kong's the anomaly at this point. But I love that fact that it's all literary based.
I was just going to say, I think part of the reason why I love this park so much is that when I go on vacation, no matter where that is, I go for escape. Like I don't just go to experience new things. And even a park like Studios, while I'm in a theme park, I'm looking at things that look, for the most part, pretty familiar to me. You've got Hollywood is a real place. New York is a real place. San Francisco is a real place. The London waterfront is a real place. And you've got things like Simpsons and DreamWorks. But when I go into Islands of Adventure, there is nothing there that is like my real life. I am in complete, escapism. I'm in these worlds that don't exist in the way that we're perceiving them there. I'm in a world with, this land has no straight edges, and this land, there's magic happening and things like that. Like I can completely turn off my brain and be somewhere that looks nothing like my real life. And that's a big reason why I love this park so much, is I can just go in and completely turn off all the worries of the world and my regular life and stress and things like that, because I'm in something that is a fairy tale or is a comic strip or is, one of my favorite fantasy stories, things like that, that it's a completely separate thing. And even when there is IP included, it's IP of something that is not part of my real life.
Yes.
That's a really good point.
I think it's interesting because I think arguably it's the four main hosts' favourite theme park, but it's out of the two, it's the park that I think as a group, as a foursome, it's the one we've spent the least amount of time in together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We rarely spend time together as the four of us in Islands, which is odd.
Yeah.
But then it's
strange.
It's very much the same park it has been. Yeah, they've made the additions they've made are big additions, but the rest of it's pretty much the same still. So it doesn't feel an awful lot. If you went to Islands of Adventure in the first 5 years and you went back now, it would feel very much the same, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No, familiarity is good.
What I'm intrigued about looking at Celestial Park and Epic Universe all together is a lot of the groundwork, I think, for that park has been done in Islands of Adventure. Like, there's a lot of little references and things we've talked about with Port of Entry, or like in Marvel Superhero Island with Adam Kubert's initials being in there. You know, all those little details that us theme park nerds love to find out. I think Epic Universe is going to take what they've done in Islands and just ramp it up so much. There are going to be so many details in that park. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, going back to, we've said this before, but how often do you open up a brand new theme park? So when you do it, you have to go all out.
Yeah.
You can't just, yes, they've learned a lot over the years, but how do we take it to the next level? I think they are doing that. Some of the reviews we've heard back from people who have visited are resonating with that same feeling. So I think they're doing it right.
Yeah, because there isn't another park like Islands of Adventure.
There isn't.
There isn't.
No.
It very much broke the template when they built that, and it sounds like they're doing exactly the same with Epic Universe. So, I mean, quick question then. What's everyone's favourite land? I mean, Tracy.
Mine's Port of Entry. I would class that as a land. I could literally spend all day in there.
I'm going to cheat and say Lost Continent. No.
How is that cheating?
Oh, because I was going to say Lost Continent pre-Potter.
Yeah, you can't do that.
See, it's cheating.
I'm talking about as of right now.
As of right now?
I want to say Hogsmeade, but it's just always so crowded. Yes. It's not really a place you can just sit and like relax and take things in because it's very energetic and overwhelming. I'm probably gonna have to say Seuss Landing. That's probably the land that I spend the most time in.
I'm very torn between everything in me wants to say Hogsmeade, but I'm so tempted to say Jurassic Park also.
Interesting. I mean, if you're taking people out of it and just going it by that, then Hogsmeade every time. But
for sure.
We have to factor that in. And I'd actually think I'd agree. I think I'd go Jurassic Park, and I never thought I would say that. But adding Velocicoaster into that land has made so much difference.
It has. You know, I've always loved it anyway because I love the greenery, and I love how, even though it's usually like the surface of the sun, it feels cooler because you're amongst that greenery. When there is a bit of a breeze, you can't feel it, but the movement of the foliage makes you feel cooler.
It's just got energy now. It's got energy now with Velocicoaster.
I don't feel like it does. I feel the opposite. Like, I love Jurassic Park in general, but I feel like the actual like thoroughfare is just that. Like, it's just a thoroughfare because the way the rides are situated, they're all kind of hidden off of that main thoroughfare. So the whole, as the land itself, is actually very big. Takes a good while to walk from one end to the other.
Yeah.
But it just feels like a big walkway.
But like Tracy mentioned, I think with the greenery, like take Hogsmeade, for example, right? It feels very small, very cramped, very just, cramped. And everything's right there in front of you. Whereas like Jurassic Park, you can kind of wander into something. You can wander into the restaurant or the watering hole, make your way down into Velocicoaster. I think it's one of the few lands that has so much space, available to it to be able to explore and see things.
Even more so now with opening where the entrance to Velocicoaster is. You've got that whole area now, which is a people eater as well. And it's just being able to see across the other side of the park, but then the same looking back across that side. That's one of my favorite areas in the park right now, if I'm honest, that entrance area to Velocicoaster. I love it. Because when they built that ride, I know we're not talking about the rides right now, but when they built that ride, they built it so well that at that entrance point, you can see the top hat, you can see the mosasaur. Yeah. It's so good. Yeah.
You can, but I do wish they would add, even if it's just umbrellas, because for people who are sitting outside, it's
very hot.
It's awful.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish they had more little walkways and like hidden places for you to just relax.
Yeah, that's
there really
true.
aren't a lot of places in Jurassic Park to chill.
Well, there is. You just have to consider that Camp Jurassic isn't just for kids. Yeah. There is so much room back there. It is huge. There are so many places to kind of step back. There's not necessarily seating back there per se, but it is so big back there. There are so many places to explore. That's really well shaded. So I've
Don't you
gotten
feel
like
a little shady though, going back there as just an adult?
I mean, I'm not like approaching children or anything. I'm sitting
We're not allowed to?
I
with my
know.
friends and chatting with people.
This is the conversation we had of Chris going in the kids area in Volcano Bay 2 weeks ago. How have we reverted back to this again? People are going to get an opinion of us. I think we need to stop talking about...
How cool would it be in Jurassic Park though if they had like a walk-through zoo?
Well, that's kind of what it was before it was Velocicoaster when they had like Triceratops encounter
Yeah.
all the way down there.
I
You
wish
had to
I'd
walk
seen that.
through
Yeah.
all the wooded area or jungly.
And what's crazy
areas
is that's
there.
still back there. Why can they not use that again? Like
I totally forgot about Camp Jurassic because you have to walk through there for Pteranodon Flyers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's right.
place is amazing at nighttime. I love it there.
We need to go in because we've only ever been
Oh,
in there once.
Yeah.
But like
It
all the
almost feels like you're cave exploring.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the like rope bridges and stuff, you can get some really amazing photos of
Mhm.
the park in general. It's one of the highest like elevation places that you can access as a guest that's not on a ride. And so you can get some really cool photos there. Again, like Chris just said, at sunset is really cool. Like there are so many places to be back there and out of the way and in the shade that does not make you feel like you're a creeper. But overall, for sure, for Jurassic Park, what makes me almost tip into that is, I'd say we'll get into rides, but that Hagrid's and Velocicoaster, I'd say Hagrid's is my favorite ride in the world. Velocicoaster is my favorite roller coaster in the world. And they almost cancel each other out. So looking at everything, again, we'll get into more of this, but I'd say I love Thunder Falls Terrace more than I would eat anything from Hogsmeade, things like that, that I think just spending time in Jurassic Park might make me lean that way, even though it feels like it goes against everything in me to not pick Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
What land did you pick, Lee?
Jurassic Park,
Mm.
which surprised me.
It surprised me.
I know. I love
Yeah.
it in there. It's probably the land we spend the most time in. I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, Velocicoaster has made so much difference to that. And then putting the raptor encounter out kind of along that as well as added into there. And it's just, yeah, I really like it in there. And I agree with Michelle before Velocicoaster. It was literally just a thoroughfare. It was like to get from Toon Lagoon, like Marvel Superhero Island coming through Toon Lagoon to get to Hogsmeade, basically.
Why not used to annoy me?
Because there was
Well,
nothing
when we were
else
ranking
there.
lands, didn't that Velocicoaster ride is what kind of changed the landscape and
Yeah.
ranked Jurassic Park land so high?
Because
Yeah.
I think Velocicoaster is my favourite ride at the parks right now. I love it. And I never thought a coaster, just because of how my motion sickness affects me,
Mhm.
but I can ride that and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And I love it. Because it's, even now, when we've ridden it like 10 or 12 times, you still get on it and then get off 2 minutes, like 1 minute, 59 seconds later and go, what the hell just happened? Every time.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
If the line wasn't so long, we'd be round and round.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I love the Hulk. And I rode that for the first time in forever when we were over in December, courtesy of your co-host, Kenneth Michelle, where it was like, oh, he was with his friend. And it's like, oh, we know someone who works there. So I wasn't expecting to get a nighttime front row ride on the Hulk. And
Oh my
holy, because it's been a long time since I've ridden that ride. My head was spinning when I got off.
Mhm.
It's crazy at night.
Speaking of rides, let's go over to rides and shows. So we all know how many shows are over there in that park.
Yeah, I wish it needs a sit down show. I don't understand why they took out the one that they had. Because it was cheesy, but I loved it.
Gets you out of the sun.
They have two
Yeah.
massive theaters there that are not being used for anything.
No.
That's true.
The only thing we've ever seen in the Toon Lagoon Amphitheatre was Bill and Ted back in 2004. Other than that, it's never been open.
No. Is it usually
They used it for one of the celebration of Harry Potter, the last one that I went to.
is it usually cheerleaders are in there?
Yeah, I think so.
It's huge. That is a huge auditorium.
And it's like, you look how much
Yeah.
street entertainment's over at Universal Studios. This is what I say about Islands. I know we're not talking about studios, we've talked about 2 weeks' time, but that park seems to have got all it's like the Islands gets the big additions and Studios seems to get like the little incremental additions. And I think Islands needs that more than Studios. You know, like look at like the Pirates in Port of Entry and like the mayor and stuff. It lost so much when they got rid of them.
And again, going back to these whimsical worlds, I want to encounter people from these worlds. I want to have conversations with people, even thinking back to, I don't know if anyone else knows what I'm talking about, but I think it was like a Travel Channel hour-long special that came out before Islands of Adventure opened. And that's where they talked about like getting the trees from Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah, we've seen it.
How they made the music for Seuss Landing by literally like sawing apart different instruments and putting them back together.
Yes.
I want to see people playing those instruments.
Yeah.
There's like part tuba, part clarinet. Like I wish I could encounter more of that walk around atmosphere.
It's difficult
there because it would be perfect for it.
It's difficult with parks being as busy as they are. It's like Disney tried to do it with Galaxy's Edge, and from what we're hearing, there's supposed to be a lot of that in Epic Universe. How it will go, who the hell knows? But I hope it succeeds. Look at the scare actor that was in the Conque. We said when that ride opened and they announced that's like that won't last long, and it didn't.
Sadly,
and it's sad because it was so awesome.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the reduction of live actors instead of queues and rides. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's a weird thing because they, like you mentioned earlier, I think Michelle, you had said this, where you have these two giant stages that could eat so many people during the busy times, especially. It makes no sense not to have those open. No. You still have all the set pieces inside of Sinbad's, and the Toon Lagoon one. I mean, you could do anything there. It's just a stage show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just swallow it up and make it part of Marvel and do some sort of Marvel show in there. It's close enough, because literally,
it's huge.
Show-wise, all you've got is the two Hogsmeade shows, which are in a really bad place, honestly, because it's kind of a bottleneck there at the best, because you've got people going into Jurassic Park and then people going up to Forbidden Journey, and it's out in the sun. Like, we've stood there, Tracy, in like the end of August in like 40 degrees heat with nothing to cover, because you get there early, so you get a decent spot, and it is like the devil's.
It is.
There's something about Hogsmeade that feels hotter than any other place in that park.
And then you've got all the stories you'll hear in Zeus Landing, which that isn't even where it. They have an actual stage for that, and then they just do it by the side of.
And it was great because it kept the crowds out, so the pathways were clear.
But then I think it was because people didn't know it was there.
So
advertising.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
That's the old theme park mentality. There's no such thing as a hidden area anymore in theme parks with all the vloggers and everything.
Yeah,
they'll find it. True. I guarantee you it'll be found.
And it's a shame there isn't more stuff like that. It's like, I'd love to see them bring over the stuff from Universal Japan in Hogsmeade, with the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
That stuff would be amazing.
Yeah.
There's just not enough show elements and street entertainment at Islands, and a theme park does need that. You only have to look at Epic Universe to see how much they've talked up that level of entertainment in the park, and it needs more of it.
Even just seeing how busy the beat builders still are, and that Marilyn Monroe still draws a crowd. Like those things have been around forever, for the most part, doing the same show sets too, unless it's seasonal overlays of that, but that they still draw insane crowds. And so when I was there this past month, again, just for a day, we stopped with our snacks we caught the end of the Blues Brothers show, and then this whole group of people started moving right as the Beat Builders started their Mardi Gras set, and the whole group just stopped again to watch that. I think there are very easy ways to incorporate that. I don't know if you want to talk about like characters as part of the like shows part of it, but the Marvel heroes draw like some crowds, but not it's not something you would stop to watch instead of like a meet and greet here and there.
It's sad now as well that you don't really see people gathered around the Mystic Fountain anymore.
No, you don't,
because it's kind of tucked away at the entrance to Sinbad, and obviously Sinbad isn't there. It's just there, and people, I don't know, people who know it's there will go, but the average person doesn't, because there's no reason for you to be there anymore, which is sad.
To refill on your Coke.
Basically, or will I sit there and get some kebabs from Special Kebabs? Yeah,
delicious kebabs.
Delicious kebabs. I couldn't remember what it was. But ride-wise, it's still got, like you say, I love Hagrid's. It's just, I hate the fact that it's usually an hour's wait or more. Tracy and I were, funnily enough, we were talking about Flight of the Hippogriff yesterday. And like, I think I remember telling Chris that we queued 45 minutes to ride Flight of the Hippogriff. It was like, holy crap. And I think, do you know what? It was well worth the wait.
It was more than 45 minutes because I was waiting for you to get off of the ride.
Yeah.
And it was much
so
longer
much
than
fun.
that. Yeah.
I do wish they'd bring back the launches on the lagoon.
Yeah, I would have loved to
The
have
what?
seen Skipper Island tours.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't understand why they can't do that.
Just put some pedalers on there. Some
No,
classic
that's the last thing you
swans.
want.
We're going to have some dragons, things like that.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea to use the lagoon for paddle boats.
I
or
think
It's probably
something.
brain eating
I
them
think
either
it
in
would
there.
be awful, quite honestly.
You think it would just ruin the aesthetics?
Yes. It just looks like a crappy theme park at that point.
I would agree with the boat launches, though, as a way to get across
Yeah.
the park. Because it's not like there's equipment for a lagoon show
No.
in the lagoon. If you're going to do it, if more so than a boat launch across the lagoon, I would love another nighttime kind of water-based show that if they could make it different enough and sensational. But we're not talking about that. We're still talking about rides. So
Yeah. I mean, you look at like Zeus Landing is like all 4 rides in there I love. We've never ridden one fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish as much as we have on the last 2 or 3 trips. And it's so much fun, especially when Tracy decides she wants to be a make sure she gets me squirted. But it's funny, I don't care. Like, I really enjoy that ride.
Somebody has to get that audio right there.
Like, Cat in the Hat desperately needs some TLC, but I still like it. Carousel's fun. The High in the Sky Zeus Trolley Train ride's awesome. Kong I really like, and that we talked about it last week. I don't think it's lost that much going from 3D to 2D.
I disagree.
My family, though, we don't even
still-
want to ride it anymore.
I think it's still rideable, but I think it's lost. It's lost the depth.
There was no depth.
I think for me, what it's lost is that it's less about the losing the 3D and more of the taking me out of the world of it. And
Yes.
the goggles themselves, like they weren't just glasses, they were goggles. And so I couldn't see where the top of the car ended and where the start of the
Yes.
Right, I'm having
scene
major
is
deja vu
versus-
right
Yeah.
now.
It's
we
okay.
just discussed
Yeah,
this.
we fixed that last week. It's fine.
Kelly, if you
okay.
you won't have listened to last week's episode because spoilers, we record this straight after the first one. But what we've told everyone to do is, when you were a kid and you used to make binoculars out of your hands. That's what we've told everyone to do.
Yeah.
So we want everyone on Kong to be riding it with their hand binoculars.
Okay. Also,
Handoculars.
if you're in the middle row and the middle seat, which is what 1 out of like 100 people, your view is not that different.
Yeah.
But okay.
I
Well,
always
there you go.
Sucks because the view from I used to like to be the first one in. So I'm all the way to the right and I'm right next to the Kong animatronic. But
Yeah.
not anymore, because then if you're in that seat, the whole rest of the ride is ruined.
I'm always on the outside. I don't know how it works.
Weird, isn't it?
Every single time on the outside.
One of the things I am kind of happy that they have looked at and seem to be changing over at Epic Universes. We've discussed it before about how that back corner, like that left corner of the park's all water rides. And don't get me wrong, I love Popeye. I love River Adventure. Again, we rode River Adventure twice with Kelly when we were over in December. It's the first time we'd rode that in forever. And we had a lot of fun, but it desperately needs some love.
Oh, yes.
And then Dudley Do-Right, which we haven't ridden for ages because it was closed. And I'm hoping when we go in May, we'll actually do some water rides because it's been a long time. It's interesting that there's only one water ride in Epic.
For now.
Yeah, that was interesting to me.
But I like
too.
that.
Yeah. I don't know, especially, and I don't know if this is just like being a kid that grew up in the 90s and that water parks were like a big thing in Florida, and like that the function of something like Dudley Do-Rights is not to like amaze you with the incredible technology and story of I wonder if they're going to rescue her from Snidely this time or not. It's to get you soaking wet.
Yeah,
Like
that's what she said.
those are not those are not water rides. I'm just going to keep talking.
I would.
Those are water rides that the the sole purpose of those is to drench you and to cool you down, and then you're the person walking around soaking wet and everyone's laughing at and things like that. It's not a story driven thing like Tiana's is, where you happen to get wet at the end of this incredible 7-8 minute attraction. It is, here's the waterfall. It's not going to part when you go underneath it. You're going to get soaking wet from top to bottom. And so I think it served the purpose of what you see is what you're going to get with those rides. But also, I don't do them every time anymore, whereas those used to be one of the main focuses of trips to these parks in the summer. And I would go to Universal, I would go over to Studios and be disappointed that there wasn't that sort of thing to do there.
That was the thing about it, though. It's like, if you're not water ride people, or you're at a time of year where it's not warm, it ruled out like a good chunk of that park for you. And I like that Epic isn't doing that. Although that water ride does look awesome.
It does.
Which water ride is it?
What?
The dragon
fire drill.
Yeah, the dragons.
Oh, that's
fire
right.
drill.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris, do you not pay attention when we talk on this thing?
I don't even pay attention to myself thinking, so no.
I love all the Seuss rides. I mean, I feel like they are all your standard kind of off the shelf theme park rides, but with like a plus one. Like, when we did our like get to know your hosts and we only got to pick a couple attractions, I picked Seuss Trolley as one of my attractions. I was like, I'm riding Seuss Trolley at night during Christmas time.
Yes.
It feels very people movery of I'm going to be on this elevated track. I get to kind of people watch from above. And then just the extra elements of like, it's not just a spinner ride, it's a spinner ride for one fish, two fish, that you're having to listen to the instructions so that you either do or don't get wet, depending on what your situation is at the moment. But I do wish, I know this is something I've said before, that I know these parks can be kid friendly, or you can find ways to make these parks kid friendly. But I wish there were ways that Islands in particular was more family friendly. Like, I'm in that sandwich generation right now where my nieces are too young for a lot of things, but also my parents are too old for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So there's very few things that we can do together, because even something like Men in Black, like the spinning is too intense to do with my parents. So it's like, if you eliminate screens, roller coaster elements, and spinning and major water rides, there's very little to do at these parks as a family. That's something I've found more in recent years, going of, we can't all go and do, or like, oh, mom sits with the bags when we ride Hulk, but she can come on Spider-Man. Like, there's not that anymore. So there's so few flat dark rides that can be accessible to everybody, people with mobility issues or other things that would prevent them from being able to get on a lot of things here. I wish there was more of that. It feels especially true at Islands, because you don't have the shows that you can all go and watch together.
I don't think
experience together.
I don't think that's ever been Universal's MO. I mean, Tracy, we were talking about it the other day, weren't we? I think about 5 or 10 years ago, they were kind of looking at aggressively going for that younger and family market, and then realised that that's not them and they'll never compete with Disney, and then doubled down, putting Hagrid's in a Velocicoaster. And Epic looks like it's going to be a bit more family friendly, but it still looks very thrill ride heavy, like on the sort of tamer side of thrill rides, but still definitely a thrill ride park, which I'm more than happy with, to be fair. But
I think Epic's doing a good job, kind of well rounding that, because just going back to family friendly and kids, it's not something I ever thought about. You go to the parks, you go to Islands, and you go do some thrill rides, water rides, whatever the case may be. And then we do some family trips where my sister, brother-in-law would come, my parents would come as well. And once my sister had my niece, she's 4 now, and the trips have changed kind of how we do the trips when we go as a family, because you do have to entertain a 4-year-old, right? It's if they're not doing anything, it's going to be a very bad day for you.
Yeah.
And, it's just the way you have to look at things. And obviously I'm going to get to that point where I have to figure out, how do I handle Lucas in the middle of all these other rides? And one of the things that my sister would bring up, it's like, let's go to this area over here or this park, because it has more things for Skylar to do, as opposed to, me just thinking, let's just go ride this ride because it's awesome. So I'm really glad that Epic is bringing a little bit more family-friendly rides. Not to say that they are not thrill or fun, but, has a lower age and height barrier to ride.
Yeah, I do miss the family-friendly aspect. I mean, that is really the only thing that takes me over to Disney every now and then. I get bit by the bug, where I just want to go and kind of have just a little bit of like easy fun, and not really so much all of the thrills. And I do, not that I ever want Universal to feel like they need to compete with Disney, because it's not the same. But like hopefully we're getting the Secret Life of Pets ride. Right.
Yeah.
So like
Yes.
more stuff like that. That although it is family friendly and everybody can ride it, even babies, adults are still going to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they've got plenty of places to put stuff like that. So I really hope that they put more family friendly stuff in there. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to be like child only things like DreamWorks Land.
No, I mean, you have, what is it? Haunted Mansion. God, what are the other slow dark rides that Disney does?
Pirates.
I mean, when we go to Magic Kingdom, my mom can get on Pirates, Haunted
Pirates of the
Mansion.
Caribbean.
Pirates. Yeah, Pirate. There, yeah.
We can do Peter Pan. We can do PhilharMagic. We can do, there's lots
Everything
of things.
just about.
But she doesn't come on our Universal trips anymore because there's literally nothing she can ride. And so that was a tangent, but something to think about when it comes to. But it's also why I fell in love with this park as a teenager, because everything was thrilling. I think no one's mentioned Spider-Man yet, but how much that changed the game as far as theme park attractions went. And I honestly think it really holds up. I think Spider-Man is
really does.
Really good. The effects are still really good. And just the fact that I'm still hearing everybody in the car laughing hysterically or screaming or things like that on that ride, that it really changed the game. Now we're talking about other things changing the game, but that was one of the ones that was like, oh, this is what we're doing now, and changed the trajectory of a lot of theme parks, whether the screens you could argue were for better or for worse in the long run. But the like full immersion, the how do we take this technology from this thing and match it with this technology from this thing and pair it with this technology over here, I think is the big difference that we've seen in the last 30 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's held up so well too. One of my comments about the park as a whole is that it's very tired. There needs to be a lot of refurbishments, in my opinion.
Yeah,
although I still love it.
Although don't touch Port of Entry. That's perfect.
No,
I'm not meaning take things out or like replace them. I just mean like
back.
Repainting.
Yeah.
Poor Cat in the Hat. Oh my goodness. It's so sad. It is so sad. It needs like so many things need to be repaired on it that just don't work anymore.
Yeah, it's awful.
So although they have amazing things there, they really haven't put a whole lot of money into just upkeep.
Yep. That's what I've said. It's like they've done the big things. They've put Hogsmeade in there and Hagrid's and Velocicoaster, but it's the incremental changes just to keep it on top of its game. Studios has got and Islands hasn't.
Awesome. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I wish to go to Universal.
Right, off you go. We'll meet at the edge of the Forbidden Forest.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Welcome back. So next topic, and I'll let Tracy start us off with this one, is shopping.
Shopping.
Tracy hates shopping, even at Islands.
I do hate shopping, but when you can get on those 70% sales.
That's a Studios.
I know, but
that's a Studios.
I think Island shopping wise.
Well, what I was going to say was they need to bring that over to Islands. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's nowhere in Islands that I would.
Christmas shop. I love the Christmas shop.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
they go in there every time.
Yeah. In fact, I think the majority of the shopping that I ever do is in port of entry because you've
Me
got
too. Yeah.
you've got the big store opposite.
Yeah, there's also that like odd clothing store or clothing outdoor thing
Yes.
right
Yes,
before you
Oh yeah.
go.
I actually
to the
like that
break.
place.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I look at it I've been going to that park since it opened. I've never stopped there never to look at anything. I just always look at it from afar and go, who's buying that?
No, they actually have some pretty cute
They do.
clothes in
I've
there,
had a
and they're
look.
not very expensive. Yeah.
I remember a
I'm not
pact
knocking it
being
again,
made.
but it's just not branded. It's just generic kind of cool clothes,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
nothing related to the theme park. I just think it's funny every
It's
time I walk
island
by there.
wear. That's what it
I was
is.
going to say, it feels more like theming to me than it does
Yeah.
shopping.
Yes.
But that's what you would
Yeah.
see in this.
Yeah. Like a bazaar.
Town,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the boat crashed at Port of Entry and they made a clothing store out of
Exactly.
the sales.
Yes.
They got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
But I do remember a pact being made
Oh, please don't bring this up.
of a podcast uniform. We were going to go and get clothes and wear them round the park.
No, Chris was
Yeah,
wearing a
I
crop
remember
top.
that. I remember
Yes.
that.
Chris was wearing
And
a
we
crop
can
top.
still do it.
That
That's
is
the next
correct.
weekender.
This
Yeah.
needs to happen.
Yep.
But
What was the pact? Do we get to pick the boys' outfits and they have to pick ours?
That was
what it was?
correct. Yes.
That's a dangerous game to play.
I'll do it. I will do it.
Yeah, but Chris, we need us to let the girls pick ours so we can see what we have to wear before we have to pick theirs.
Hey, no.
No way. No, it's got to happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the
Jesus.
boys go in and hide what they've bought, and then the
I don't
girls
like
go
the
in and
sound
we
of
hide what
this.
they bought, and we surprise everybody at the same time.
It'll be funny if we all have the same dress.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking
That would
about
be even better.
You were talking about that big store at the front of Islands of Adventure. To be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I've been in there a couple of times last time, and it's generic. It's like I don't particularly like
Yeah.
the one in City Walk. It's generic theme park. I know it's there
It's
for people to grab
your last
stuff
stop,
on the way
yeah.
back, but it used to be.
But it's your one-stop shop. I mean, it's got
But you've also got
everything.
you've got that on City Walk as well.
Yeah, which is the weird thing. So when we were over last time, one of the things I wanted was the wooden. Have you seen the wooden like models of? There's a Velocicoaster car one, and I was like, I want that. Do you know where I got it? And bear in mind, I looked in most shops in the parks. I got it at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Crazy.
that's funny.
I like the Island's big main store better than the studio's main store, though. I don't know
Same.
if it feels like it flows
Yes.
better, but I almost always stop in that one on the way out just to see.
I think
I
that
don't
one's
know.
less crowded.
Yeah.
Islands has one of my favorite shops in the whole resort, like property, and that is All Hallows Eve.
Oh
Boutique.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I
Yes.
hadn't got that far on the park. I'm just running around.
I mean, I
shopping.
remember going in there when it was a magic show,
Yes, it was
and we
magic show.
thought it was a magic show, and it wasn't. It was a magic show with a hard sell.
Mm.
Because it
How
was like,
long
look
ago
at,
was that?
like on our 04, 05, we're like, oh, a magic show, cool, we'll go in and they do a little magic trick, and then you can buy this magic trick at the end of for $20, and then they do another
my
trick, and
God.
it's like, you can buy this trick and that one for $35.
So like
And I was like,
a generic magic store
yeah,
thing
it was
that you would
weird.
find.
There was
Yeah.
like the
It's like an infomercial.
you know, the wallet that
in
lit
person.
fire out of, and like card
Yeah,
things. It was
yeah.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing to find in a theme park.
No,
Especially
All
in the-
Hallows Eve Boutique now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
It really is.
Big fan.
Even
And it's
if-
a little hidden gem. It's never crowded.
Mhm.
no.
Oh, I would disagree with that. I've been in
Really?
there and
Really?
gotten very overwhelmed. But I
Yeah.
go. I'm a teacher, so I go at spring break, Christmas
Mm.
break,
Ah.
summer.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
Because we've never seen
You
it
know, that's
massively
when I-
busy.
yeah. I've gotten very over peopled in that store before, but I still go in because you find really cool things. Like you could buy like branded hot sauce and really random, like a cat spatula.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
weird stuff. I tell you what I've come to like recently. The store in Marvel Superhero Island that's attached to where the Spider-Man meet and greet is. You know where I got my
Oh, yeah,
Deadpool
yeah.
t-shirts?
Oh yeah.
I really like that store.
I was about to mention that. That is one of my favorite stores just to window shop. 'Cause
Yeah.
They
that's the
have-
comic book store, right?
Such
No,
good
no,
Marvel.
no, on the other side,
merchandise.
like next to, so if you're stood looking at Spider-Man from the Meteor
Lagoon side.
impact, it's on your
Mhm.
left-hand side.
Okay. So, well,
They sell comic books in there too, though.
But it's not
Chris.
the
It's not
comic
just
book
the-
store. Stores, the one-
no, but I'm talking about like
one on the
big
corner.
comic book store.
Yeah.
I think that is such a cool store because they have
Okay.
I'm a comic book nerd.
Yes.
And I also love statues and Marvel and all that. And this is like the old school Marvel that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I just think it's the stuff that they get, which they rotate thing. They have to, because I always see something new every time I go. I think the statues are great. Again, a little too pricey for my blood, but it's nice to wander in there, window shop, look at comic books. It's not something you see very often inside of a theme park.
No. I'll tell you what I would like to see them do. So I don't know whether you guys know, because I've been trying to get my hands on one for years. When Marvel Superhero Island, when Islands of Adventure opened, Marvel did a limited run of a Marvel Superhero Island comic book. And I know
eBay.
Derek Bergen's got one.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see them on eBay and they're bloody expensive. I would like to see them do a run of that, because they would sell a ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something as the massive Universal fan I am, that I'm desperate to find a copy of it that's within my price range. Because it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I love all those Marvel shops.
Speaking of items, let's go around the table.
Oh.
What's your? And I know Lee's answer for his. What's your favorite piece of merch that you've shopped and bought at the at the theme park of Islands?
Oh my God.
God, there's so much.
Well, I'll just jump in then, go on. It's my the Islands of Adventure soundtrack CD we bought in 2005.
Shocker.
Not only because it's awesome, but you cannot get that now for love nor money unless you're paying like $100 on eBay for it. And I think we paid like $24.99 for it. And I still have, like, it's still upstairs in my CD drawer. I have a CD drawer, by the way.
It's actually $250 on eBay right now, just so you know.
$250.
$250, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's for a CD. They got to drop a vinyl of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I mean, you
please.
look how crazy people went for that music when they dropped it on YouTube and Spotify last year and then took it off and people went crazy. I don't understand why they don't make it commercially available.
It's hard for me to decipher what I've bought at Islands versus
That's
Studios.
True.
the problem I'm having.
Same.
I've
Chris
got
asked the question
one of
and
the
doesn't even know
Teacher
the
of all
answer.
things mugs from
They're cool.
Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, I do have a Cat in the Hat mug.
That Cat in the Hat, but that was
Oh,
weird. 'Cause
Studios.
yeah, but it's a
Just thought something
Studios
else,
one, isn't it?
Studios.
The T-shirt. So Tracy's got a Universal Studios T-shirt with the arches, but with Cat in the Hat and Thing 1 and Thing 2 on it. It's like,
Have
that's a weird, it's a grey one.
Where's that?
Upstairs.
Oh, I'm probably too fat for it.
Wow.
I actually, I think of something now. I didn't buy it, but it was given to me as part of the 1999 Dodge promotional event.
He loves rolling that one out, doesn't he?
I was also king and queen once. Both of them.
At the same time,
I've never heard that story.
At the same time.
Never heard that.
Yeah, I have a lanyard and a fanny pack that is from when the park opened.
Nice.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, that's stuff
Somewhere.
you can't buy. I mean, you probably could,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I bought it at Islands. It's not Islands specific, but I have the long sleeve gray shirt from Wizarding World. That's the tree that has Snape and Lily under it that says always.
I have not seen that.
I've never seen that either, yeah.
Oh, let me see if I can find a picture of it. I'll send it somewhere. But yeah, it's like a super soft cotton long sleeve gray shirt that is the picture of the tree from the pensive memory of a silhouette of the tree. Hold on. I'll send it to you guys if you can find it.
I know
The only item that I really love that I know for sure I got from Islands is my Super Mom tank top that has the Captain America shield in the middle of Mom.
All right.
Nice.
It's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Other than my wands, I collect wands, and I've probably bought just as many from Islands as I had from Studios. So, but I don't know which ones.
Well, I just realised what mine must be because I bought it twice.
What?
I'm
What's
currently
that?
wearing it.
Oh, yeah. I think
So-
you got that from Studios, to be fair, but whatever.
No, I didn't. I got it from Islands because I got it in
yes, you
Zeus
did, you're
Landing.
right, yeah.
God, call yourself
The other
an
ones you
expert.
didn't. The other ones you got from the main studio store. And
But only
Studios.
because I couldn't get them in. So yes, I have the Grinch lounge pants and long sleeve t-shirt that I wear as pajamas. And when we were back out, I bought a second pair because my other ones are faded and falling to bits because I wear them all the time.
Literally, it'd be like, right, I need those washing. So it'd be like, she'd sleep in them on Friday night. They get flung in the wash Saturday morning. I need those washing and drying and ready for me to wear them tonight.
It's the ADHD.
There's nothing wrong with rebuying the same thing to wear.
They're my comfort clothes. So, yeah.
Cool. This winter was so cold that I almost convinced myself to buy online that like furry Grinch robe that they sold this year at the holidays. That was like a not a muumuu, but it was like a very long nightgown made out of like Grinch fur, like material.
Audrey wanted to buy it too, but she couldn't find it when she went back to get it.
Yeah, I almost tried to find that online because I was so cold.
Wow. That's cold.
All right. Let's talk about food.
This is such an interesting one. I know we got the two from Taste of Universal, but I'm going to jump in just quick. The food, the dining at Islands of Adventure is so hit and miss.
Rebuttal? Taste of Universal?
Like, it's one of those places where there isn't anywhere other than green eggs and ham.
Hang on. I think Kelly and I are about to...
I don't think there's anywhere where if you're like, oh, where do you want to eat in Islands? I'd be like,
Kelly, do you want to say it or shall I?
I don't know.
I've already mentioned it once.
Yeah.
So.
I know. You didn't even eat in there, really.
I couldn't. I was ill.
You weren't ill. You just had massive
I had the
reflux.
worst heartburn. I was gutted.
It was all right.
Thunder Falls Terrace?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, I like it. It smelled great. The little bit I had tasted great. We are eating there for definite.
There was a
next
massive
trip.
group of us as well.
Yeah. It's always fun
Ooh,
eating
the pomegranate slushy or it's not a slushy.
It was
ice
like
cream.
a Dole Whip float.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
I
that
wanted
sounds
it.
interesting.
We had a whole discussion about it. I wanted it and I was like, I can't.
I will say our go-to, both Alexa and I, after she had found it one day, and Kelly, you mentioned this earlier, is the kebab spot.
It's really good. We had it for the first time in December and it was really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
So good. And I think, and obviously pre-pandemic, I don't know what it's at now, but pre-pandemic, that kebab with the pita bread and the chips and all that was such a great value for what you were getting.
It still wasn't bad.
And what you were, no, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Price-wise, I know it went up a little bit more, but man, it is so good. And honestly, Alexa and I have just walked into that park. If we're hungry, we'll just straight back of the park, go grab a kebab, and then start our day.
Michelle, isn't that what you got?
Yeah.
When we went when we went into Islands with you for the first time.
That first time, before we got in line. So good, yeah.
Sorry, Kelly.
Yeah, I love that place. And they've also added like salad platters recently that have a bunch of different stuff on them with the kebab meat on it. I think that's great. I am a fan. I've had only positive and many positive experiences at both Confisco and Mythos. I know that can be hit and miss for people, but I really do like that. I think that's a really good value for a sit-down theme park restaurant with more reliable options than either of. I've come around to Finnegan's, but like between Finnegan's and Lombards as a group or Confisco and Mythos as a group, I would choose those over and over. I've had really good service. I've had excellent allergen service there, whereas it was less friendly beforehand in studios on the studio side. But I think both of those are very reliable options where you can both. I think Islands as a whole has, first of all, a ton of options from quick service, from like carts, like snack carts, all the way up to sit down restaurants where you can get, if you want a cheeseburger, if you want a turkey leg, if you want chicken fingers, you can get that. Or you can get this a little bit more elevated theme park food in something like a Thunder Falls Terrace or a Three Broomsticks, or you've got two sit-down options that regularly have availability, either same day or close to, where you can have a bit more of a celebratory meal and get something. Either you can get like a hamburger and fries, or you could get like a Mediterranean bowl that has all of these interesting ingredients in it that's not something that you would get on a daily basis.
Did you just say elevated food and then say the Three Broomsticks?
Well, as in it's not something you're going to get everywhere.
I would say that's elevated theme park food.
Like you can't get bangers and mash at like cosmic rays. Like that's elevated as in like different than your standard theme park food.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a British thing. Bangs and mash is like a quick if you can't be arsed.
I was going to say maybe that's the that's the disconnect. There is that for you guys it's very common.
The Three
For us it's not. That's like it's something cool.
The Three Broomsticks used to be a place that we would go to every time we were there, and it's funny we talked about it again yesterday, and I'm just so done with it now.
I like the potatoes.
I don't think it's great. To be fair, we did usually only go for breakfast. I don't think we've eaten in there other than breakfast. And I've just...
You know, Kelly, going back to what you said earlier, I want to give Confisco's another try. The last time we went there wasn't that great. And similar to what you said with Mythos, so it could be hit or miss. I've had one of the best grilled cheese tomato bisques ever there, and I've also had one of the worst. Barring my grilled cheese from Villanova. But
I mean, that's going to take some beating.
I just wish they would up the consistency a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Mythos, for what you pay inside of a theme park with that view, it's a fantastic value. I personally think, I mean, again, you can get a burger and fries while standing next to a trash can for almost the same price of the food that you can get inside of Mythos.
I mean, we took Darren for the first time when Darren was on the show, and we came over in 2013. He'd never been in because he thought it was an uber expensive sit-down restaurant. And we went, there was me and Tracy and the kids and him and Eric, I think. And with Eric's annual pass discount on it, for the 6 of us, it came in... 6 of us? Yeah. It came under $100. I mean, all right, this was like 12 years ago, but... And he
That's
was
still
like,
a great price.
He was shocked that it was that cheap. And we're like, yeah. But it is very hit and miss. I mean, Tracy and I will talk about the last time we went, and we both got the fork, knife and spoon grilled cheese.
Because it was amazing the first time.
And they both looked very different. Like, how can you get the same dish at the same time and they both look very different? Yeah. Like, not in a good
You're
way.
Going to say, how do you mess up a grilled cheese?
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
True, yeah.
But then you've also got places to eat, like Captain America Diner, or like... And I so wanted to love Circus McGurkus, and maybe it was the choice I made, but it wasn't great. I do want to go back.
No, I've tried...
French breakfast was great, though.
It was.
Several of the items at Circus McGurkus, and they were all...
Captain America wasn't terrible. Last time we were there, they had like this hot honey chicken sandwich.
I mean, the food's okay, but the restaurant itself is, every time I go in, is just dirty feeling.
Yeah,
I
kind of like it there because I feel like it's hidden.
What are we talking about now?
There.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, and then Cafe 4 is the only place.
The one I meant. Yeah.
That is the only character dining place. So I've worked with families before who I've helped, like, you know, not in any official capacity, but helped kind of plan their trip for one reason or another. That was like their kid's highlight of the trip. That they had like a 6-year-old boy who is obsessed with Captain America that got to meet him there. And so I'm glad it's there.
Yeah.
It's not where I'd go to eat, but...
Yeah. I mean, a hidden gem for me is Croissant Moon Bakery.
Love it in there.
It's one of those places
Coffee's good as well.
People never talk about it. And we don't always go in there. But when we do, it's really good.
Never had food from there. It's literally just pop in, activate my Coke Freestyle cup, and keep on walking. But the food does look good. Yeah. I got to try it one day.
I want to try. Is it the Croffle? What's that? Is it the Croffle?
Yeah.
I really want to try that that's in there at the moment. But for me, the shining gem, and I've already mentioned it, of Islands of Adventure is Green Eggs and Ham. I love that place.
Yes, me too.
I love the food there. I hate everything else about it.
Yes.
Buffalo Tots.
That was when we found out that I'd completely screwed up our dates last time and found out that we were going home tomorrow, not 2 days' time.
I was not happy with you.
No, you changed your mind. You said you weren't bothered.
I have to say that too. So you
she's still not happy
didn't
with
feel
you right
bad.
now.
Kelly, you were there. She said she was all right about it.
What, do not put words in my mouth.
I was not.
I didn't put words in your mouth.
Did?
Kelly, just hit the mute button and just stay.
You were there. Did she not say she was all right? I was the one that was annoyed at myself.
I was placating you, but I was disappointed.
I'm not going to get in the middle of this.
That's a real good idea.
No, but it's a thing of what's the point in getting angry about it? It happened. We just had to deal with it.
I was annoyed. Anyway.
Another trip.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be double checking our dates this time, I can tell you. I triple checked buying our Epic tickets last night because I make sure I was on the right days.
You triple checked with me when I ordered your Epic tickets.
That was Gillian's fault.
I had to send you proof twice.
Because that was Gillian's fault. She got in my head going, no one else can get tickets for opening day. How come you've managed to get them? Are you sure? Anyway. Yeah, again, the dining at Islands of Adventure isn't great for me. And we rarely eat a meal in there.
Yeah. I just thought about, God, what is it? Into the Lagoon.
Comic strip.
Cafe.
There's
They have these places, and I remember as a teenager, and Kelly, you've been going there since it opened, I'm assuming, right?
Just about, 02 maybe was the first time I went.
I remember Comic Strip Cafe being like the place to go and eat. It had so many different items to eat there. It was your inside Toon Lagoon. It was like such a lively atmosphere. And then fast forward 20 years and it's just dead.
It's so dead. Yeah. But they've got some pretty good menu items.
But Seth said
that's where they
terrible.
have the ramen.
Yep, and Seth said
not
it's
anymore.
Awful.
That's gone.
Yeah, ramen. Yep, ramen's gone.
Yep.
What replaced it?
Really bad takeout Chinese food.
Yeah.
Ah.
The menu looks good,
yeah.
but I haven't tried any of the new items, and I feel like that they're just gonna fall on that.
Yeah,
that sucks.
There's nowhere, like I say, for me, other than green eggs and ham, there's nowhere at Islands that's a go-to.
The burgers at Burger Digs are good.
They are actually.
Yes, they are.
I will agree with you there. We were surprised.
Same thing about Wimpy's. Those are like they're not the like burgers. Frozen patties over at Wimpy's. They
it's
are
rarely open though,
like,
is it?
It's open more than it used to be.
Is that so? It is different there.
Yeah. They look completely different. They're not your like flat, perfectly round or perfectly square theme park burger. They are like burgers. Your dad went out back on the grill and like they're like thick burgers.
That's a
their chicken fingers are dairy free.
The chicken fingers are also different.
I think so.
Chicken fingers are everywhere.
They might be the same as what you get at Fire Eater's Grill.
Okay.
But I know they're dairy free, but the burgers at Wimpy's I've heard good things about. One time on Taste of Universal, I combined Blondies and Wimpy's and called it Blimpies for about 30 minutes before anybody corrected me. But again, if you want something a little lighter, where else is there a like sandwich shop within a theme park? I don't know that I would call Blondie's a good. Mm-hmm. It looks like a cross-contamination nightmare, so I've never tried to eat in there. Yeah. But
it does.
Where else can you get like a turkey sandwich necessarily in a theme park, or like a salami and Italian style grinder in a theme park? I think there are. That's what I mean by it might not all be good, but everybody can find something they want there because there are so many options. If you want a hot dog, you can go to the mess tent at Kong. If you want,
I was going to say, the Kong,
yes, the Kong Dong.
I was waiting to jump in and say the Kong Dong is one of my favorites.
It is really good, actually. To answer your question, Kelly, the Today Cafe.
That's not the same park.
She didn't say the same park. She said inside a theme park. Where else can you get a sandwich inside a theme park?
Oh, true.
After I
give an honorable mention, their fries, crinkle cut, seasoned, so good.
I guess I was comparing Universal to Disney in my mind on that of where I can't.
Yeah. I just wish I wish they'd elevate the food at Islands a little bit more. There's more places in studios that I would go to, like that are go-to eat places than there is in Islands. There's more. If I was in studios looking for somewhere to eat, there's more options than there would be in Islands. If I was in Islands, like where are we going to eat? It'd be like.
To be honest, though, we more snack during the day and then have the big meal out on City Walk, don't we?
Big breakfast,
same.
Small dinner, big dinner.
I do wish, now thinking back on spots to go to is going back to Mythos. One thing I do wish they did there, sit up or like a walk-up bar, right? And sit and hang out because maybe I don't want to have a full meal.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on that back patio would be nice.
They did for a while, didn't they? Because they were doing the signature drinks.
Like where stroller parking is.
Yeah.
But it was just a couple high tops. There was nowhere to really hang out. And I don't know that it is still there. So I'm guessing it just didn't.
No, it's definitely not. every time
Yeah.
we've gone to ask. Like, you can't just go grab a drink, even if it's to go. Like, you have to sit and eat food there. But I love the ambiance of that place so much that I would love to just drink and just hang out a bit.
Yeah.
Like you kind of
And
cowfish or
Confisco's
whatever.
has backwater bar attached to it, so you have that carryover of the theming and the drinks from Confisco to. I love sitting there.
We've never
You want
been.
to talk about like prime people watching, sitting there and looking out over the lagoon. People just coming into the park, people heading out for the day. That's a great point, Chris. I would love something like that at Mythos.
Mm-hmm.
I will
There's
say,
some good drinks in Jurassic Park, though.
Yeah, watering
What's
hole.
the name of that? Yeah, and then there's also a like a food cart kiosk where they serve really good empanadas.
That isn't that right by the corner of Velocicoaster, like where you see through the gates?
I think it's opposite the bathrooms, isn't it? Like as you're going round towards the Discovery Centre, because that's where Tracy got the Island Nubla IPA
It's further
from.
down from the Discovery Center. It's down closer to where you can see Velocicoaster.
On the corner.
At least it used to be.
Yeah, a little corner. They have the pizza skulls there too now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can get like the fruit with tahine and stuff.
I am starving.
There's some good. There's actually some. Now that we're talking it out, there's actually some really good food options in Islands.
I prefer food in Islands over studios just about any day, minus a couple specific things.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, I also again have fewer options in City Walk than most people do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's taking that into account. I would, other than a couple things, which maybe I'll save this for a later date, but I had taste, but I had my first like negative nightmare experience at Today Cafe on this last trip.
Oh.
You okay?
Oh yeah, no, nothing happened. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, it was rough. I was totally fine, but it's because I prevented anything from happening.
Yeah.
So
you were, conscientious.
Yes.
Vital. Yeah. Studios has like, I mean, I know everybody talks bad about Mel's, but it's a nostalgia thing for me. So that's like my go-to place. And then Menu Cafe is good, and the crepes. But other than that, there's not like a ton of stuff there that I love.
We're not talking about that for another 2 weeks.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like in comparison, now that we're really talking through Islands, there's a lot more at Islands that I actually do eat.
I disagree. In my opinion,
you can disagree.
I am disagreeing.
It's called a discussion.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying.
A foodie tour on the next weekender.
We should.
We've got so much to do on our next weekender. It needs to be a next week.
I was
It needs to be a weeker, not a weekender.
Yeah. Crazy.
Goodness.
All right. Any other dining discussion here before we move on?
No, not that I can think of.
Yeah. Honestly, though, this discussion has kind of opened my eyes to trying some more things in Islands because we don't really eat much in there.
Yeah, we're the same.
We don't eat a lot during the day, though.
We do more when we're over in the other park.
Yeah. All right. Well, for more info and history on the park, go and listen to our interview with William Kidd, one of the composers for the park, on episode 28, episodes 104, 114, and 124 for our Islands of Adventure orientation episodes, episode 190 for the composer of the Marvel Superhero Island music, Howard Drosen, and episode 288 for Adrian Gorton, art designer for Port of Entry.
We've had some people on the show who've had a hand in that park.
We really have.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly, could you please let all of our listeners know where they can listen to you and your lovely co-host, Tracy?
Oh.
Yeah. Head chef Tracy and I, along with Shelby and Kayla and the occasional guest, can be found at Taste of Universal podcast. And we are on Instagram and Facebook as well, and on all the regular podcast platforms.
And I meant to plug this last week, actually, mentioning guests on Taste of Universal. The last episode that came out on the 8th of March, a good friend of the show, Zandra, was on, who got to go to a preview of the Food for Epic Universe. Mm-hmm. So definitely go and listen to that last episode.
She was a great guest.
Totally not jealous of Zandra at all.
Oh, I know. Yeah, great guest. She had a lot to say, and it's really worth going and giving it a listen. So
we are going to have her on UUOP at some point.
About seconds.
I'm already in deep discussions with her.
Tracy. Love you.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
one of those, listening to her talk, I kept forgetting that I was actually on the episode
Yeah.
and not
Right.
just listening to it, that I was supposed to be also
Yeah.
talking.
She was,
Contributing.
she was so engaging.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to hear from you. So send us your hilarious, how bad is Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes and your epic which stick gets your lick recordings to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Plus, don't miss out and join the amazing Producers Club community today at uuop.supercast.com. Join us next week as the adventure continues.
Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse, it's real. The podcast is over. So, the Magi want you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcast news and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us by emailing us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Silence! With your subscriptions, we shall rule for all eternity. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Not even the Magi can save you now. There is no escape. Your end shall be my beginning. Prepare yourself for your next trip by emailing Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the prepare to forfeit your souls. Check out the other podcasts on the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the newest podcast on the network, the Portkey Passport, our Disney-centric podcast. So hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would have enjoyed this podcast a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee.